Fellow students, my name is Xin Yu. Today I'm going to present to you improved fault detection system. So first of all, I would like to introduce the overview of my presentation. So firstly, I'll be touching on the background information regarding falling injury. Next, I will bring up some of the issues with regard to the existing fault detection devices. Next, I'll present to you my solution to address those issues. And lastly, the conclusion. So, before I start with the background information, I would like to ask a question. In your opinion, what do you think is the most common injury that could occur for the elderly? Well, the answer is actually falling injury. And in the context of Singapore, according to Health Promotion Board, this injury involved probably 1/3 of elderly aged 60 and above, and among all cases, roughly 69.7% occurs in residential areas. Fortunately, there are already existing fault detection devices available. This is a typical example of a fault detection devices. Basically, it includes two main features. First of all, it makes use of variable sensor using triaxial accelerometer for fault detection. Secondly, it also includes a Zigbee-based alarm system to notify the caregivers as well as all family members upon the incident. However, there could be two apparent issues. First and foremost, there could be a false alarm, as the elderly might be just carrying out their daily activity. Next, this system might not be able to work effectively when caregivers and family members are absent. In view of this, I'm going to present to you improved fault detection system. This is going to include two main components, a smartphone app, as well as a smartwatch. So, how can that actually work? First of all, the smartphone application makes use of phone's inbuilt sensor, such as triaxial accelerometer, for fault detection. Also, upon the incident, it could make emergency notification instantly. As compared to the conventional fault detection devices, the reason why I include a smartwatch is to ensure a more reliable result, since it can also assess human vital signs such as pulse rate. So right now I'm going to show a possible scenario. So just imagine there's an elderly who falls in the living room. Once he or she falls, the fault detection can be detected by the app, and the danger zone vital signs can be occurred with the use of the smartwatch. At the same time, the emergency notification can be made instantly. And now, I would like to highlight some of these benefits. So, with my proposed idea, it could lead to a more accurate and more effective detection. Since such as smartphone, the smartwatch also being used for more accurate detection. Also, the instant emergency contact can be made. This is to ensure the most updated information regarding the elderly can be transferred for the family members. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the implementation of the product. First of all, I would like to approach the program specialists. At the same time, conduct interviews with senior citizens regarding my proposal. Second will be the creation of the app. Once the creation is done, I would like to conduct beta testing with selected residents. Should there be no further issues to be resolved, I will commercialize the product. So, to summarize, with my proposed idea, I think the fault detection will be in general more effective and more accurate. And I hope with my product, I could prevent the tragedy with regard to the fall injuries. Thank you. And I would like to seek for collaboration with you guys. And now we could have a short Q&A session.
How does the triaxial accelerometer work?
Okay, so thanks for the question, Steve. So your concern is how the triaxial accelerometer actually works to detect the falling motion. Okay, so the term triaxial accelerometer basically it implies in mathematics there are x, y, z axes. So once there's any falling motion, there will be a sudden decrease in the y-axis. So with that, the falling motion can be detected by the sensor. Is there any more question?
I have a question.
Yes.
So with regards to your product, which is the improved falling detecting system, right?
Yes.
So I believe your target audience should be analysts.
Correct.
So how do you intend to cater for the analysts who don't know how to use smartphones?
Okay, allow me to rephrase your question. So since nowadays not all the elderly actually have a smartphone, so how am I going to convince them to use my app? So is that a question?
Yes.
Okay, so falling injury, just like I mentioned in the background information, is actually quite a pertaining issue in Singapore. So during my implementation, I actually conduct interviews with senior citizens. Perhaps at the same time, I will also try to promote the ideas about my proposal. What are the pros? What are the good things about my proposal about fall prevention? Yeah, and hopefully with this, I can convince them to use my product.
Actually, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, you have actually addressed this question. The question is, there are not very many elderly people who use smartphones.
Yeah, so that's,
So,
yeah.
could you address that question?
Yes. So that's the reason why when I conduct interviews, right, I would also like to promote what are the benefits if you use my product, and hopefully once they understand the benefits, they will consider to have a smartphone. And then even if they really don't know how to use, I would believe their family members or the caregivers can also assist them to use the product.
Can this particular, your device,
Yes.
must it be used with a smartphone?
Yes, because it's about the features.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we leave it at that. Yeah, there was something that I wasn't quite clear about. Can we go back to your earlier slide? The first, the background,
Okay.
the background.
Uh,
You have something about, maybe, the
is
next
it
one?
a statistic?
No, the next one. Oh, let's go back. You make a reference to,
Oh, sorry. This reference is actually the
no,
image.
back one more, back one more. Go back one more. There was some reference to this, something about the device not working because of the caregivers. Not, it doesn't work with the caregivers or something like that.
Oh, not present.
I think it's that background.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Problems. I think.
Statistics, something about health.
Oh, okay. So let me repeat this part again.
Something about caregiver. I think it must be the next
Problems.
Oh.
Problem.
problem, maybe the problem.
Uh,
The absence of,
Yes.
absence of caregivers. Could you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So as I had mentioned earlier, most of the existing fall detection devices, it only have these two features, and the way they inform the nearby people is through the Zigbee-based alarm system. So basically, what it means is once there's any fall detection, it will trigger a Zigbee light sound to inform the nearby person, oh, this elderly actually just fell down. Yeah, but this might not be able to work effectively if the caregivers decide to decide to go to another place for a while, meaning absent. It only works when the person is nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, for existing one.
So you're saying that there must be someone within the vicinity.
Correct, with the existing one. But my proposed idea is, if through the application, you can send notification.
So basically your solution has two parts, right? So they have to
Yes.
have a cell phone, a smartphone,
Correct.
and the elderly person will also have to wear your smart.
Correct.
watch.
Yeah, basically they need to be both because they complement each other. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome.